Good morning. Can you hear me?
No, ma'am.
Can you hear me yet, Wade?
Yes, sir. We hear you fine, Mr. Marabella. This is Warden Governor. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Warden. How you doing?
Very well.
Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is April the 3rd, 2023. The time is 8:37. Members of the panel today, sitting to my left are Mr. Alvin Roche, and to my right, Ms. Cheryl Renatza. My name is Tony Marabella. I'll be acting as chair today. With the support staff located here at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge, please introduce themselves. Thank you. Our remote location this morning is David Wade, Correctional Center staff at David Wade. Please introduce themselves.
Jerry Goodwin, Warden.
Colonel Malcolm.
Anna Rawson.
Can you hear?
Y'all.
That's everybody, Mr. Marabella.
Thank you very much, Warden. Would the offender please introduce himself for the record and give us his DOC number?
Oscar Davis, 384177.
Mr. Davis, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the end of that interview, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our process?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Oscar T. Davis, DOC number 384177. Mr. Davis's date of birth is August the 20th of 1976. He's classified as a 6th felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of September the 21st of 2023, and an adjusted good time date of December the 9th of 2023, a full term date of September the 22nd of 2032. He is currently serving a 12-year sentence on the charge of simple burglary. Mr. Davis, is that actual? Is those things correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis, your case was assigned to me, so I'll begin the interview process. Would you give me your age, please? How old are you?
46.
And how long have you been in prison on these charges, Mr. Davis?
3 years.
All right. Let me ask you, how long have you been in prison your whole stretch, from the time of your first arrest until today? Give me a ballpark figure, how many years you've spent in prison.
About 7, 8 years.
How much?
About 7, 8 years.
7 or 8 years?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about your educational background. How far did you go in school?
11th grade.
Did you ever get your GED?
No, sir.
Have you tried to get your GED?
No, sir.
Why not?
I just ain't had time.
Well, you've been in prison for 3 years now. You didn't have time to try to work on your GED?
Well, the facility out there, they ain't have no school while I was until I got him.
Okay, and how long you been at David Wade?
About 6 months.
Okay, have you tried to get in the GED program?
No, sir.
And why not?
I don't know.
Tell me a little bit about your work history. What kind of work do you do on the outside?
Tree service.
Say tree service. What do you do? You cut down trees? What do you do?
Cut down trees and help pick up the limbs and stuff.
And who did you work for?
My brother.
And how long did you work at that job?
About 7, 8 months.
Tell me a little bit about drugs and alcohol. You use drugs?
No, sir.
You ever use drugs?
No, sir.
How about alcohol?
I drank a little bit.
What's a little bit?
Well, about a 12 pack
12 pack, how often?
every other day.
A 12 pack every other day. How many DWIs have you had?
2.
When you came to prison about 3 years ago, were you still drinking 2 6-packs every other day?
Yes, sir.
And how long you been doing that for?
For quite a few years.
You consider yourself to be an alcoholic?
No, sir.
Why not?
I ain't no alcoholic. I don't get.
I'm sorry?
I don't get some alcoholic.
Why don't you think you're an alcoholic?
I don't think I'm there.
You don't think you are. Why do you drink? Why do you drink so much? That's a lot of alcohol to drink. You know, a beer or two here and there is one thing, but a couple of six packs, that's a lot. Why do you drink?
Calm my nerves down. I got a nerve problem.
All right, well, is there any other way of calming your nerves down besides drinking?
No, sir. Not I know.
Mr. Davis, you've been arrested over 30 times. You've got 10 felony convictions by my count, at least 12 misdemeanor convictions, and at least 10 other felony and misdemeanor arrests that were either dismissed or we can't find any records of. So tell me why all the crime.
Sir,
Tell me why all the crime. You committed disturbing the peace, possession. You had an attempted murder charge. You had an attempted armed robbery charge. You had possession of Schedule 2. You said you don't use drugs, but you had a drug charge. You have burglary charges. You had several DWIs, stalking charges. Why all of that crime?
I don't know.
Well, as you sit here today, what would you expect this board to do for you?
I don't know, sir.
Now, why are you here?
Come off parole.
I understand, but how, I'm on this board and my job is to determine if I should let you out so you won't go back to doing all of this crime that you've committed. Tell me why I should take a chance on you. You don't think you're an alcoholic, but you drink 12-pack every other day. You don't know why you commit crime. So tell me why I should let you out. What makes me think you're not going to go back out and do the same thing you've been doing since 1989?
I ain't gonna make do the same thing.
Why
I
not?
learned my lesson.
Tell him what's gonna be different about this time than the last time. You're a sixth offender. He wants to know what's gonna be different this time than the last 5 times you got out. That's what he's wanting you to tell him. So tell him how you gonna stay out of jail.
Oh, stay out of trouble and mind my own business and stop committing crime.
How are you going to stop committing crimes?
Stay out to myself.
Why did you commit the crimes to begin with? I'm trying to figure that out. Were you drunk? Were you broke? Were you stealing why were you stealing things?
I was broke.
Well, you were working at, how much were you making as a person doing tree service?
About $200 a week.
You have children?
No, sir.
How are you going to, what are you going to, how are you going to control your drinking when you get out?
I ain't drinking no more.
Well, why aren't you going to be drinking anymore?
Cause it lead up to bad things. It have me doing bad things I should not be doing.
So how are you going to stay sober when your nerves start acting up and when you start getting nervous and you start getting stressed? How are you going to make sure you don't drink anymore?
I just ain't gonna drink. I just go back taking my medicine I've been taking.
What kind of medicine are you taking now?
Oh, I can't think of the name of it, but it helped me out a whole lot.
What's it for?
Oh, I can't really too much tell you what it's for. I know
Like
I just,
mental health issues or something like that?
yes, sir.
Have you taken any substance abuse programs while you've been in prison?
No, sir.
You familiar with the 12-step program, AA meetings, NA meetings, things like that?
No, sir.
You've got a poor supervision history. You've got a very high risk, especially substance abuse issues. What What programs have you taken that you think are important to you? You've taken Gauge Your Age, you've taken risk management, and you've taken pre-release. So what have you learned from any of those programs? Can you give me just one good thing you picked up from any of those programs?
Learn how to keep my self-esteem, not getting angry so much.
Do you think anger is part of your problem?
Yes, sir, sometimes.
You think the drinking and the anger contribute to some of this crime you committed?
Yes, sir.
You do well while you've been in prison. You don't have any write-ups, which is great. It looks like in a controlled environment, you do really well. Why is that? Why do you think it is that you do well when you're in prison, but when you get out, you mess up?
I don't have the alcohol and be around that bad influence and stuff.
Well, I think we both agree on that. So thank you very much. Warden, what can you tell us about Mr. Davis?
Well, Oscar's been here, like you said, just a few months, Mr. Marabella, but he's maintained an excellent conduct record. I'd like to point out his work evaluation that Colonel Collins submitted through the classification department. He's got an excellent work history. He's very cooperative with staff. As far as his mental health issues, Mr. Barabella, he does have a diagnosis, a SMI diagnosis, and he has been being treated with medication, pretty much since he got to David Wade. And I think that does have a positive impact on his behavior and his outlook, his mental health treatment that he's receiving, along with the medication that he takes, and he's very, very compliant with his meds. He's got a really good attitude. Has done really well here. I know his record speaks for itself. He gets out in December if he doesn't make parole, so it might be a good idea to let him hang out with us a few more months, Mr. Marabella, and see if we can't get him some more programming and keep him going on the straight and narrow with the medication regime. At this point, I think that'd probably be the best for Oscar at this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Warden. Appreciate your comments.
I just wanted, Mr. Davis, good morning.
Come on.
Davis, you said that you worked for a tree service owned by your brother for the last 7 or 8 months. You're 46 years old. What other employment have you had since you were 21 years old?
I work at Tyson Food over there in South Texas with at the chicken plant
How long?
for about 3 years.
Okay, anything else?
No, sir, that's about it.
So I think along with the alcohol, you need to get some steady employment, work full time, and maybe you won't have as much time on your hands.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before we vote?
No, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, I appreciate your honesty. I think you've been very honest with me. I think you're on the right track. You do well while you're in prison, and I think it's because probably you're appropriately medicated. You're taking the right medications that you're doing. You've taken some good programs. I think you need to look a little more inwardly or think a little bit more about the drinking problem. You have a serious drinking problem. In my opinion, you are an alcoholic. And you need to get a plan to make sure you're able to stay sober when you get out. I agree with the warden. You've done very well. You've got good reports on your behavior while you've been in prison. And you're getting out. You're getting out very soon. You'll be out by the end of this year or perhaps before. I think that there are a few other programs that you can take advantage of. I'd like to see you take things like thinking for a change, or maybe going in, you've taken risk management, maybe you can go into an AA NA type class where you learn the 12 steps to be able to know what to do when you get out. You're doing well, but my vote today is to deny you primarily because you're about to get out. And I think you'd benefit from a few more programs while you're there in prisons. I'm just 1 of 3 votes, so that would be my.
Mr. Davis, I was really impressed with the things that Warden Goodwin had to say about you. I respect those remarks. I do agree with the warden and Mr. Mirabella. I think you're in a good spot. I think that my vote today is to deny, with strong encouragement to take advantage of whatever program opportunity is available to you and get lined out on all your mental health meds. I would like to add a special condition to the good time release certificate. That would be that Mr. Davis be required to comply with his mental health treatment.
Thank you. Mr. Robinson.
Mr. Davis, I agree with Warden Goodwin. I appreciate his positive remarks and your cooperation with the staff. But you have about 9 more months. And if Warden Goodwin has a vocational program, maybe you can learn a skill, so it will help you to find some better employment when you are released in December. But my vote is the same. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.